Hello, everyone. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Tanda Tucker, and I want to welcome you to my art room. I am so thankful to be back on campus, and this September marks my 22nd year of teaching, coaching, and advising at Wardlaw Hartridge. I teach middle school art, sculpture in the upper school. I am the varsity and middle school cheerleading coach, fine arts department chair, one of the advisors to our upper school peer leadership program, and this year I am a sixth grade advisor. Now let's talk about art. Art is really all about problem solving, and that process hones listening skills because following directions is crucial for creating a successful project. It encourages resilience through trial and error, and it inspires curiosity and creativity through brainstorming. Our first idea is not always our best idea, and brainstorming in art is just about as important as showing your work in math. I love teaching art because it gives me the chance to share something I love with my students. And let's be honest, my job, while not easy, is just plain fun. Every day in middle school can be an adventure. But the best part of my job is the fact that I have never met a middle schooler who couldn't put a smile on my face. Each middle school art project builds upon what students have previously learned while adding more sophisticated skills and material to their repertoire. Critical thinking skills essential to art become more and more important throughout each level of middle school art. Classes meet twice a week, all day, all year long, and will culminate with an art show in the spring. My expectations are pretty simple and straightforward. Always be creative, respect others' artwork and the art materials, and always try your best. If students can follow those rules, they'll receive a satisfactory mark. If they go above and beyond, they could earn an excellent. But if they're not able to uphold their end of the bargain, they will run a risk of getting a needs improvement. And it's important to know that if a needs improvement mark is given, it will keep a student off of honor roll, even if they have an A in every other subject. Individual comments will be sent home at the end of the first trimester for sixth grade, the end of the second for seventh, and at the end of the year for eighth. Of course, additional comments may be sent home throughout the year if they are needed, and my promise to you is that you will know ahead of time if your child is in danger of receiving a needs improvement. Self-discovery helps students move towards greater awareness and mastery of themselves. Sixth grade students are encouraged to articulate their creativity through aesthetic self-expression. They will begin to explore and develop their observations of the world while becoming more confident in their artistic skills. The seventh grade students will engage in an exploration of art history by learning about important artists, their work in order to try to understand what these artists hope to communicate to the world. Art, regardless of style, is made up of the principles and elements of design, whether realistic or abstract. If the artist is successful in organizing the elements into the principles, something will have been communicated or expressed. The eighth grade students will use these universally understood and unifying design concepts to build a solid foundation in art. Each project is purposely built on a question or a statement that encourages students' self-awareness of their personal values, helping them to learn to communicate through art. In addition to their art classes, eighth graders will be responsible for bi-weekly sketchbook assignments. Since school is taking a twist this year, I'm adding one too. Every middle school student is going to take part in a Bear Book project. A Bear Book is just that, a book that is bare. It's ready for them to create whatever they want on the pages. They can write and illustrate a short story, they could fill it with sketches and ideas for future work, or with inspirational quotes that they create illustrations and images to go with them. They can pretty much fill it with anything they want as long as they are creating original images. Students will hand in a finished Bear Book at the end of the school year. I've broken it down into 18 different entries with 6 entries due at the end of each trimester. I recommend they spend about 1 to 2 hours per entry, but entries don't need to be finished in one sitting. The idea is that when I look at their entries, I should see thoughtful creations, not hastily drawn images. This year, while certainly off to a good start, has been bumpier than in years past. I found myself needing to change how I did things in the art room, adopting new protocols, and then, of course, needing to make a few adjustments after living it for a day or two with kids in the room. teaching to the students in the art room, to the students in the overflow Lower Snowden, and then to those online, is making my art room its very own three-ring circus. But I feel like I'm a bit of a ringmaster at this point. Last spring, I'll admit that I was a little anxious about how to make art class work online. But the spring art show showed me that the students who wanted to put just as much effort, if not more, into their artwork at home. So now, instead of being anxious, I see our hybrid teaching model as a challenge. I ask myself, how can I better modify projects so they can be done in distance mode or on campus? Or does it make sense to have multiple projects happening at the same time because certain supplies just might not be readily available at home? I want to do all that I can to encourage every student to create the best art they possibly can. Well, I've just shared with you a big chunk of information. So if you have any questions about the middle school art program, or if at some point this year you need to reach me, please do so by email. I will do my best to help with any questions or concerns you may have. And while I can't promise an immediate response, I can assure you I'll get back to you within 24 hours. Art tells stories, both real and imagined. It communicates in ways that words can't. Art makes us laugh, makes us cry, makes us feel. It helps us better understand ourselves. Art informs, inspires, and persuades others to make the world a better place. I want to thank you for your time and let you know I look forward to another great year teaching your children here at World of Heart Church.